Hi everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. I wish you guys a happy new year and a fruitful year ahead. In today's class, I'm going to show us how to cut a princess dart. That's a pattern on a princess dart. It's something you guys have seen before, but many are still confused. So I'll just enlighten you guys more on it. So if you want to cut a princess dart, just get your pattern paper ready like this. Get your pattern paper ready. So after that, you are going to be marking out your measurement one after the other. So starting from this part, the first thing you do here is get your half length, mark your under bust, mark your bust point, then your upper bust. When you want to cut a princess, that these four lines are very essential. The bust point, the upper bust, your under bust, then the waistline. So these four lines are very important. So many people do ask question on how to get the upper bust. So all you need to do is just measure whatever you have from your under bust to your bust point. Then you mark it to get your upper bust. Or maybe you can just decide to remove half inch from whatever you have from your that is in between your under bust to bust point. You remove half inch, then you mark it to get your upper bust line. So now your on your bust point line, you are going to get your bust span, that's your nipple to nipple bust distance, divided by 2. You are going to divide it by 2. That's bust span measurement divided by 2. So whatever you have here now, you remove half inch, then you mark the same thing here. So for instance, if you're having 4.5 on your bust point, so that means on your under bust and your waist, you are going to have 4 inches. So here now, you are going to slant your shoulder with 2 inches. You can do the slanting now, then you can also do it later, maybe after when you might have joined everything. So either you do it now or you do it later, it's still the same thing. So now take your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then on that point, you mark out either 3.5 or 4 inches. Either 3.5 or 4 inches. Sorry, I'm being careful because I don't want this chalk to tear this pattern paper. I hope you guys are seeing. So just connect your shoulder measurement divided by 2 plus half inch probably. Then on that point, measure 3.4 of 3.3 or 4 inches downward. So now this is where you are going to determine the side, how curvy the side is going to be. So it can be 2, it can be 2.5, it can be 3 here, depending on how busty the person is. It can be 2, it can be 1.5, it can be 2, it can be 2.5, it can be 3. So it depend on how busty the person is. That is the way you are going to curve that side. So this side now, I'm going to use we are using 2 inches here. So whatever you mark under your under bust is what you are going to mark on the waistline. Then on the upper so that is what I'm going to mark here. 2 inches here, 2 inches here, then 2 inches at this upper part to get the side. So you connect this way, then from this point you are going to curve. can decide to just use your ruler to connect like this so that you know what you're doing. Then after that, you just to guide you on how to curve your bust curve, you measure half inch from here so that it just guide you on how to curve. You don't necessarily have to measure that if you know your hand is going to be straight. Then maybe here quarter, you're going to measure quarter inch so that it will not just go straight on that line. So you can decide to just make it go like that. As you can see that the curve is round. It's not just very straight. So after cutting it, this is it. After cutting, this is it. So all you need to do now, just place this one on this side. Make sure those lines, make sure they correspond with each other. So now you're taking your bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Round on that bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Then waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. Then you are going to connect. You connect like that. Then from here you measure 7 inches to pave way for your armhole, for the armhole. Then you are going to curve like this. Mind you, after joining and everything, you're still going to trim your armhole and your shoulder measurement. So this is just the cutting process, so it has to go this way. So this is the center front and the side front. The work is almost done. So all you do now is cut the back. The back is very, very simple. Just make sure you are leaving 2 inches out. Then the back too will be higher than the front. It can also be equal. Then you can make it higher. You can make the back higher. So whether you make it equal, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to come out nice. So on this part now, you are going to add 1 inch. You are going to add 1 inch like this. You connect to that 1 inch, then you go up straight. This other side, you add 1.5 inch. Just like I said, you can leave it, you can make it equal. You can make it equal. It doesn't change anything. But when it's higher, it's more professional. So this is it. The back 2 inches for the zip allowance. So all you need to do is just trace out this center front. You trace out like this. Then trim this one also. That's that with the back, the center back. So this is the side back and the center back. The purpose of that 1 inch we added is because of this side. It has to be higher. This side back has to be higher than this center back on this side. If not, by the time you join, if you make it equal, by the time you join, the side back will not be up to this center back, and it will affect the shoulder measurement. So it has to be like this. That is the purpose of adding that 1 inch. So from this point to this point, you can just decide to measure like 12 to 13 inches. So that you just deepen that back a little bit. So that it will not just be straight. Yeah, just have this little effect here because of the slope at the back. That's that. Thank you very much everybody for watching. See you guys next time.